Hi, everybody. I'm from the Ontario Association of Resident Councils, as you heard, and I work for a board of directors, all of whom are residents who live in long-term care homes in Ontario. I currently have 10 people as my boss, and we get together about 3, sometimes 4 times a year as a board, and before every board meeting we get together with the executive a month before to decide on our agenda, so that you can see that they're very, very active. And I'm the liaison, I think, between the ministry and the Ontario Health Quality Council and OLTCA and all these other people, and give the information back to my board, and then we discuss it and they decide on the direction and which ones are important and how they would like us to proceed. So today, I was asked to talk about quality of life at the end of life. That's the theme for today's workshop. So, start off by the Long-Term Care Homes Act, which believes in resident-centered care. So the ministry is telling us that we need to put residents at the center. We need to be asking residents, we need to just let them have some voice, and that the care and services provided need to meet the needs of the resident as opposed to staff. The fundamental principle, I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this, but the Long-Term Care Home Act is primarily the home of its residents. And if we take that philosophy and apply it to how residents live in our homes, we'll be doing the right thing. I firmly believe we'll be doing the right thing if we remember that it's the resident's home, not our institution. So what are the drivers of resident satisfaction at the end of life? What does quality at the end of life mean to a resident? What are their expectations? I think we need to ask them. So as the introduction said, I partnered with the Ontario Health Quality Council, knowing that this was coming up, partnered with a couple of people on the curriculum committee at the Ontario Health Quality Council, and we found residents to go out and interview and ask them 2 questions, totally open-ended. What does quality of life at the end of life mean to you? And is there anything that you could tell staff about your experience? So we got very diverse interviews. We went and met, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it because I think it's important. We went out and spoke to them one-on-one, sat down, had a cup of tea, got to know each other. We went back, then we did those kind of interviews. Once again, valuing the partnering and the relationships as primary. So I'm going to show you. Are you ready? I'm going to show you what some of our residents had to say.
Well, quality of life, a lot of it has to do with feeling that you're at home. And a person at any age, especially the older resident, should always feel at home. That's one thing that's going to, well, as far as I'm concerned, that's one thing that's going to help me get through any age in my life, that all their needs are taken care of. But even if they cannot speak for themselves, the staff is always looking after them and keeping in touch with their family. There's nothing that one can do about the passing of people, but myself, it's something I can't get used to. I'm very at home here, and I have been since I came here. I let myself look after that feeling. I don't wait for somebody else to make me feel at home. I make myself home by doing things and carrying on my own routine and working in conjunction with the staff. Now, as I said, I'll get back to that part about the passing away. That is one thing that I cannot handle. I've been trying to, but it breaks my heart when people pass away. And then I start thinking about it, but I try to keep the proper perspective in that, yes, this part of their life is over and we don't know what's going on for the next one, because I tend to love everybody. I do. I have special feelings for people, even if I've talked to them for 5 minutes in the cafe or I have smoke breaks with them. I get attached. And I just have to learn to deal with it myself. It has gotten a little easier, but it's still painful for me. So I would hope that other people would be able to verbalize this, perhaps, if not with a staff member, a resident, and maybe they could be helped with it. Maybe that's even what I should do, is talk to a staff member about people passing, because that it bothers me.
Cheryl's message not only told how she felt, but just by us asking Cheryl on a personal one-to-one, caring about what Cheryl had to say, made her reflect inward. Did you hear at the end? She reflected inward and said, maybe that's what I should do. So that was a huge benefit to Cheryl as well as a huge benefit to us.
I don't know what the end of life is going to bring me. Right now I'm active and my brain cells are still working to a good extent. But when the end of life comes and I am not able to have all my wits around me or have my be able to voice what I would like, my wishes would be that there's quietness around me. Darkness and quietness. Maybe a very soft light, but no bright lights. I would like to be left alone as much as possible. But on the other hand, if I am in pain or uncomfortable, I would like to have help with medication so that I don't have to suffer, because my end of life, that's the end of everything. We don't know what awaits us, and we don't know what it's going to be like. So there is a certain, not a fear factor, but the unknown, where we really don't know what's going to come. So with that, I don't want to be uncomfortable because of pain. That is my biggest issue, and I would really love that the government would give the doctors and nurses the authority to give us pain medication as much as we need. And I really mean as much as we need, until we are, from the schedule between 1 and 10, we are at a 1 or less, so that we really don't have any pain. Other than that, I don't want anybody to preserve my life or make it longer, because I don't believe in it. I have lived a long life. I have lived it to the fullest. I have done everything that could be done in a lifetime. I have worked, I have played, I have traveled, and I'm very satisfied with what I have done. So when the end comes, I am prepared to go, but I want to go comfortably. And that is the biggest fear for me, that I'm going to be in agony of pain.
Resonate?